area. Training, identify everything that they need to have in place to operate effective procedures.
Oh, yeah, and again, the current board and staff will be in place until January 1. This board and doctor do not take over until January. Everything stays the same.
And any new staff.
And any new, yeah. Yeah, and so our next step will be to interview current staff and see who would like to stay or interview them and decide what's going to happen. Warren County will do the same thing. And then the staff can decide what they want to do individually. We can't speak for them. But so our goal is, and we're on time with this, our goal is July 31st to have this done. And then we're going to interview staff, maybe even before August 1 now, just so these people will know, and at least on Fountain County side of that.
Thank you.
Yeah, just you need a motion to approve this later.
I would make that motion.
All through. Or else I gotta say.
All those in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Thank you, Jen. Anything else before we move on to department heads?
Well, the county farm, we're just waiting on, I believe, to put that 17 acres up. Just,
Is that from planning?
Yeah, originally we had two appraisals. One was an appraisal for the entire county property. The other appraisal broke out different. We broke it into 2 or 3, appraised 2 or 3 sections. So I just need to get the particular subsection that you're interested in selling to Mr. Quinlan so he can evaluate. Then we can proceed with the offering process, and the base price is the average of those 2. And make sure that we stay below the threshold involved in the process. Separate legal description for the question. So, I'll get that to you.
Thank you. Robert?
All right. This is the first on the list, right? Good morning. So, just a little update on the floor. I did talk to the council last week. They were on board with the, what the proposal was, just taking up the floor and just repair within the size of the kitchen for the $7,500. They also requested, get a couple quotes on, obviously, when we're all said and done, we'll have probably get some new linoleum put down. They want me to reach out to a couple companies and get a quote on that, which I have Tim Romer coming this week and Richard Dawson from Danville Flooring. I'm still working on patents and stuff up and then also too. I kind of talked at the last meeting. I was not sure which way to go. I talked with Roger a little bit over the weekend. I think what I suggested to Matt was we would take the floor up, let him repair it, and then we would put like a piece of plywood or a piece of metal over that, let it set for a couple months, ensure that that's going to work. If it does, then we would come back in and pour the concrete in. We hate to pour that back in and it doesn't fix the problem, and then we're back to cutting it back out. So I'll talk with Matt today. We'll get a timeline set up. I would like to look at Maple Corner as a backup plan. I think Matt's going to say we can probably have that done in a day, but rather like a backup plan in case that falls through and we got to move them. So sometime we'll get one of you guys today, like, we'll just look at it, just figure out that. And then, flooring side, that'll take a couple of months, I'll wait on that, but at least one coming in the price. So hopefully we'll know today or tomorrow, a time, a day, I'll send you an email, let you know when they're coming in to do that. Really all I had.
Good.
Good. Oh, wait, I do, wait.
The only thing, when you come back for the concrete is ready,
Mhm.
please make sure that the valve.
Okay, yes. Yes.
8 inches in, 8 inches out. and
Okay.
then Put a mesh in the concrete,
Yes.
so we don't have any surprises.
Yeah.
Losing
Yeah, and which we talked to him about that, but I'll remind him again about that, he did mention to do that, but I'll make sure I remind him to make sure that.
And then seal that is.
Yep, I'll make sure. The other thing was, real quick, we did get our money back on the that reductant heater from Ford. They did reimburse us. We had that replaced, like $2,400. I didn't get the full amount back, but I got almost $1,400 back. So it wasn't quite 24, but it was, got that back. We received it back in equipment repair. So we did get that. That helped a little bit.
Just go ahead. Mine.
I've lost mine.
Okay.
Did they give you reports on the lifeline satellite business, like how many content investments that use that service on a monthly, yearly, quarterly basis? I don't know, I'm sure.
I mean, we track it, but I don't know that we create a run log for each run, and I have them mark, you know, they're gonna fly them out or not. I don't know if my people are marking it correctly. I mean, I'm only showing like we're flying 2 a month. I know I think we're flying more than that, but as a record, no, I've not received anything at that point.
Okay.
At this point, I should say. I do have, there's another company coming in that's offering to help us, you know, for flights if we need it. It's Airlife out of Champaign. They do not have their Indiana license.
Okay.
So, but that's, other than that, no, I'm not. Don't get a report on how many we have per month.
Yeah. It would be nice, maybe at least on a quarterly or yearly basis to see those numbers. Yeah, you know.
And we can reach out, I can reach out to Jill.
I'm
Jill
sure
would
she
probably
will.
have that.
Yeah.
I'm sure Brandon would have it, but I'm sure Jill would pull that information.
Living in Attica, I see a lot of helicopter action, obviously,
Right.
but you don't know how many of those people are actually back at it.
Right.
None of those people.
I can actually send her an email and have her send that, and I can have it for you for the next meeting.
Yeah, I mean, that would
Just kind of give you an idea where we're at. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Either a limb or a tree, you pull off a 50.
Hanging out?
Can you guys see? That's on state right away. If we put the chainsaw out there and whack it down,
Yeah.
or call.
It's coming down more. I mean, it's
Yeah, it
actually,
looks like it.
yeah,
I can't imagine if people don't have problems seeing.
yeah.
And the
there's-
sheriff's department.
Yeah, you got to pull out pretty far for us to see, so, yeah, it needs to be cut. But it's,
We should call the state, Jason. Okay.
I can call Perry.
Okay, great. Yeah, because it's, you
Yeah,
know,
it's-
ambulance and sheriff department come out of there, I'm sure you can't see down there very far.
no, we were, I know at one time we were looking at trying to clean that out. The state kept telling us they wouldn't do it.
Right. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Real quick, I have them out there, they can bring it out. You still work with it.
Yes, we haven't received anything back, but that's all I'm posted. Once we, okay, very well, thanks, Rick.
Did you have something?
I have,
Yeah.
I have, so, I have to help. I need help. So I have three full-time employees currently. 2 of them are brand new. So I am in the process of training 2 employees, so I'm not getting my work done, and Patty's not getting her work done. And not only that, but we have another election coming up. And I don't have anybody part-time for voter registration. way voter registration is right now, part-time, they work a couple days a week, and then the 2 months before election. I can't keep anybody in that position at those hours. So I'm asking for a full-time position for voter registration. It is, if I didn't need it, I wouldn't ask, but I need it. And I have already also put it in the budget for next year in hopes that I can have an additional full-time employee. And the other thing is,
And they can do other jobs in between.
that's just what I was going to say. If they're all caught up with the election, voter registration stuff, then they're going to be trained to do the rest of the office. And when somebody is out of the office, then they can take over and fill in. And I think it would be a lot better than having a part-time position that I can't keep filling. Because of the hours and the pay is low. And so, and not only that, but elections are becoming more cumbersome. There's a lot more to it. And there's a lot more to voter registration now than what there was. Even when I hired in 2016. So I don't know what else you want from me, what you need from me, if you want more information from me, but let me know. But I'm
And keep in mind, she's not doing this by herself.
asking.
Which is the office.
I just know, I understand more is expected. Certain departments. I think we need some action on our part at this time to just.
I think that's
Support.
I don't know the process, because I've never asked for an additional full-time.
Well, I mean, we would have to obviously say yes, you can, if council is gonna have a budget.
If you need a vote, I'll make a motion to move forward with council, as long as they'll fund it, to give you the right to vote for that employee and have a position in that office.
Also,
All those in favor?
I ordered you a filtration
Oh,
system
awesome.
for that room, it will be in tomorrow. I was hoping it would in this morning, so I agreed to, but it'll be tomorrow.
Awesome. Praise the Lord. Thank you.
You're welcome. I need to send you that. I rang a lot of those.
Corner,
no.
Minor, Tina, do you have anything? No.
I'm going to get some information on, we have tornado sirens that are down in southern part of the county that we're having trouble with. I called ECS, which is the company that actually installed them, and they do their maintenance on Vermillion Park County. They're going to send me a quote, what is that called, send them, but I haven't received it yet. I do have parts, or some parts anyway, so. Let you know that, I don't know the process as far as if I get the quote within the next day or two. I know I don't have the funds in my budget. I'll send it to you, and then maybe I'll need to go to the council. And then come back to you.
Well, they've got to be fixed, so.
Pardon?
It's got to be fixed, so.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It is the original from the.
The original from CSAP, more than likely, a lot of times it will be the battery, but the problem is all three of them are working. And what may be the system that was put in. I think the year after the dispatch moved here to courthouse, we got a grant on updating the system. And so I don't know, it may be something in that area too, that may be a problem after. We need to go.
What's the life expectancy of that?
I have no idea, that's part of the siren,
Yeah.
they're all, the ones down there for me in the park, all still, most of them still working.
Okay.
It's just getting hard to make.
Okay.
So, but like I say, when I get the quote, I'll send it to you. You kind of give me an idea of if the batteries, it takes at least 4 batteries to the siren, but they're solar panels. They're not. They don't. And to $200 for that. And I know I use it. I don't want to have.
To make a motion that depending on how much it is. Over how much will you have to count, you know, so you can move on it once the council approves it?
Yeah.
What number you feel safe with?
Pardon?
What number would you feel safe with us agreeing to today? The high number.
I tell you,
High number. You
I
know,
would think
Five thousand.
5,000, yeah.
So 7,000, 8,000.
Well, that's just it. I don't,
Yeah. Well,
and like I say,
you don't have to spend it. We'll look at that. I'll make a motion to give Joe authority up to $10,000. Fix. Or get the siren from the southern end of the county up the bar. Upon council's approval. And,
Part of the council always got how much left is left.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
when I get the quote, I'll get it sent to you. And like I say, the biggest thing is gonna be the battery, but I got, like I say, some parts, the sirens, I get the board that actually controls it. Radios, I've got those parts, so that's something I will have to spend money.
okay. I'm good.
Joe, I did have a quick question. We had a grant email sent to us last week in reference, and I would agree to do something crazy. But in that, it was talking about the county's mitigation plan, and it had all the counties in there. It said you're supposed to renew it every 5 years. And Fountain County was on the list of expired mitigation plans. Is
Yeah.
that something we need to address, or? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it is, okay, okay.
Yeah, our mitigation plans are good, so.
Oh, according to the map, it was expired, we were big
Oh.
red block up there, so that's what
Okay.
red fell. Well, along with many other counties, we were, but it was expired.
Did we have a second on that?
I second it.
We already voted.
We voted?
And the question-
Okay.
That was my fault.
I know I made it.
I second.
Moving right along.
Yeah.
Folks.
Yeah, we got another year on our mitigation plan, that's something we can.
Okay, I just thought I'd bring that right after here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Health department. Anybody back there?
Kenny's back here.
Okay.
So Andrew and I talked about 234 that house. So, he just said that he was supposed to be out by 6 a.m. this morning. And so what do we want to do moving forward? I mean, obviously it's in the bank's hands, but what do we want to do as far as that?
I
Because it
hope
is
that they
slow.
move pretty quick. And I will say for the bank, that a year or two ago, they came and he was still living there. They came to put locks and inspect it, and there were dogs in it, and that guy would not enter. So maybe they can't give him a little bit of time.
Yeah, I would give them time. You just seen it in real time, but it's extremely hard. Even when somebody doesn't have any type of an actual claim, if they're there, it's a long, hard, fight to evict somebody and actually have them removed. So, I mean, the bank they've been slow there, but they've achieved that now. So I would give them, they have to do something that they're not just, I don't expect them to just let it sit there. They've got to improve the property so they can. do something right.
So is he trespassing at this point? When the Terry's given the notice at 6 a.m., he considers trespassing.
We gave him that notice last week, and he was informed that the bank was giving him until 6 a.m. this morning to get what he needs out because of coming in to change locks and everything today. And he was told that if he's caught there after that, he'd be arrested for trespass.
Okay, great.
I mean, I think at this point, at least the continued accumulation should stop stuff, and then I recommend giving the bank as much time as you think is reasonable to see if they will take action or, you know, or get a, see if they'll communicate with you and let you know their plans.
Okay.
Anything else for me? Sounds good to me.
Thank you.
Just to finish the report on the health department, I met a couple weeks ago with Jimmy and Eric, and we went through a number of cases, and our nuisance ordinance is written pretty uniquely, and I thought in a really favorable way that has a mechanism for the county prosecutor, basically to have the first right of refusal on enforcement cases. And I met with our county prosecutor's office, and they just don't think they're set up right now to handle those types of civil enforcement cases. So the second part of the statute is, or the ordinance is for the county attorney to initiate. So for all of those cases that we were trying to turn over to the prosecutor's office, I'm working on paperwork to put all of those in formal court action. The ones that the department's identified, and they've taken the steps to get them ready to file after the property owner doesn't respond appropriately. So those are keep you informed on those. And those are cases that we may want to discuss in an executive session as those go forward, not an open meeting.
Good. Good. So we'll keep moving on. Yeah.
Jason?
I have some quotes for the salt barn that you guys have requested. So the emails that they sent to me. One for Greystone was, this was complete turnkey, $202,770. That's for installation, foundations, and erection of the building. The other quote I got was from ClearSpan, and this is just for an off-the-shelf building with basically the same thing, except for they have a standard wage installation fee in here, but I have to get a contractor to install the building, and then what they require is like the concrete blocks from Attica Ready Mix, so I have to get a price on those. I haven't gone that far yet. And their quote for just the building and that standard installation was $74,151. I did speak to another company last Wednesday, and they are about 6 months out on any kind of building material. So that's where we stand with that, just to let you guys know.
With the estimate of 202, that kind of puts us in no man's land on public bidding. If the original estimate is 150,000 or less, you can do the formal quote process, and that's a mail quotes and a timeframe. But if the estimated price is over 150,000, we have to go through the formal bidding process. So that's probably what I'd recommend.
Okay. Well, however you guys would like to proceed with that, just let me know.
This is, Taylor Construction, Boone County. I can give you the details of the names on the Taylor. He specializes in putting buildings up. He may be able to help you on that 74,000 to finish up the cost,
Okay,
you know, to round it up. I'll share his contact with you, give him a call.
okay, thank you. Other than that, we are tentatively starting to chip seal next week. We were able to get some pea gravel hauled in. And I am meeting with Chuck Skelly this afternoon, on the graders, and the extended warranties for all the equipment over there. He finally was able to get some numbers, so hopefully I'll be able to present something to you next meeting, so. That's all. Broadway Bridge is closed. We did go through.
Thank you.
And I did reach out to you on the bridge 234 over the Wabash River, the pipe.
Mhm.
I wasn't able to get, you said a check or someone.
Chris Wheeler.
Or Chris.
Mhm.
Okay. Are you able to get his information to me or something?
Yeah, I
So I can forward those pictures, you know, it's where they're loading their boats in, there's a big pipe hanging down and that's at the top of their pontoon boats.
Okay, yeah, Chris is the bridge asset engineer
Okay.
for NDOT at West Central location, so I can get you his information.
Thank you.
Yes, your cell is 0127.
Yes.
Anything else? I don't have anything else.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good luck with the chip seal.
Greg, do you have anything?
Yeah. We received a bid from Roger, from Daryl. Roger, I didn't get the work order that you'd sent Daryl for him to work off of. So I got the bid, but I don't have the work order.
I haven't sent it to him yet until you guys approve it. I didn't want to overstep on it.
Right, but I don't know what he bid. He just bid a figure. He didn't, it's not a description of what he's doing.
Oh, he's doing the pond.
Right,
The
two
pond.
ponds. He's doing the back pond, take the horseshoe out, and then fixing the
Fixing the northeast pond,
fixing the hole, yeah. And
putting a
then,
riser on it and then
Right.
fixing the road.
and then fixing the road. And the biggest cost is gonna be the road, because of drainage issues. So that's one thing. It's the bid was $49,000, some change. I thought I forwarded it to you. I just tried to check. I can't check my mail. So I can't forward it to you. It's 49,000 with a stipulation down at the bottom. It says 15% increase depending on what he is. So we understand that, Roger and I both, because we know what's going on. So it could go as high as 65. It's still under maintenance. So it's all part of that agreement to keep this thing going. On a good note, and I did forward this to you, we got the test back for the last gas and water samples. And the lab is recommending to the state that we don't do additional testing because our testing is down. Our chlorides have gone down on the two wells that we were concerned about. That's good.
Yeah, I read that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the main part is the paragraph at the front, the rest of it's all figures. But, have you had a chance to review it?
I did. I was very happy.
Yeah, very happy.
The captain started the work.
Yes, the cap is starting to work, and that's what's good. So we want to stay on top of it. So that's the reason for what we're doing. And besides meeting what the state asked us to do. So anyway, we're moving forward on that. And Daryl said he was going to start in a couple weeks. So 2-3 weeks, and then he'll get going.
For this project, I would recommend for the ponds and the road work, just that you, that it can be just a quote process. You can send a request for quotes by email to at least 3 companies that do that work. 3 don't have to respond. And then have that with the commissioner's approval at the next meeting.
We've been under contract with Daryl Bell for maintenance on the landfill.
Is it, okay, it's already, I thought this was.
It's an agreement with, no, it's agreement with Daryl. He does maintenance on the landfill for us. He's one put
You
caps
all
on.
really never touched it.
And yeah, the other one is nobody else would bid.
The last 30 years.
I'm sorry, I thought it was.
No, this is an ongoing thing. It's, we've got like 75,000 in there, so.
Hey Greg, I think part of that cost too is the little low area by the road that we talked about fixing on the landfill cap.
Yes, yes, it's all part of it, yeah. And that's why that's part of the road and redoing that. That's the biggest part of the cost. The horseshoe and the riser are minimal. It's the road that's the big issue, and that's where I've got other problems, so. But no, yeah, it's ongoing. So we want, because we gotta stay on top of it, and he's the only one that's even put interest in it, because of being a landfill, and we have certain situations where he could get into something that could be a problem.
And you also had to do a ton of bonding, which is very hard to get.
Yeah, and he's maintained what we need, so that's worked out great for us. Yeah.
I can't find that quote, was it 49,000?
It's 49,000 something for the quote with 15% on top of that, and that was like 7,500.
And there was another quote in the previous email you can, invoice, I'm sorry, an invoice
Right.
last Tuesday, do we need to prove that too?
No, that's an ongoing, that's
Okay.
Colleen, I've already submitted, it's just for the testing, for the
Okay.
lab costs. And that's, should be covered also on the 75. The only thing I will say is if he does have to go up above the 49,000, I may have to come for an addition. Because it might get over the 75 that we've got in the account to cover maintenance on that, but.
That one I would.
Huh?
That one I would.
Yeah, that one I would, yeah. So I'll go ahead and make sure I forward that to you, so you guys got that quote.
I'm trying to look through and I'm not seeing it.
You're not seeing it either. So I won't do it right now. I'll make sure I send it to you again, if I didn't, and,
I'll make a motion to approve Darrell Bell's, quote, contingent on the price that Greg told us, 49 and some change, with the 50% increase if he gets into some things, based on the maintenance contract that Darrell's in agreement with.
right.
I'll say.
All those in favor?
Okay, and also, you sent it? Yeah. Thank you. Also, on the solid waste, I have moved that. I'll work with Roger. I've taken pictures to make sure it's his approval. And we'll have Colleen send her, Roger send a reply back to see if we can get that moving forward. So, Steve worked on it and then I finished it up. And I think it's.
Send me that as soon as you can.
Just to be clear on my motion, his proposal was for $49,000 even, with a 50% contingency, of the unknown subservice, rough approximation that's $7,350. 15%, $7,350. Yeah, 15.
I thought he was saying 15, but it's 50,
Just so you guys know, the contingency is because of the potential or exposed waste. Sure. When we're doing the work.
Yeah.
And we have to reiterate it basically.
yeah.
While you're here, Roger's here, AMPA called and Brandon just happened to be in my office this time. So we talked to their, back to this title, but they're probably gonna put an offer in on 10 acres out there. Just heads up, there could be a solar park out there one day. So, but the only thing we do is clean it up.
I was just gonna say, just,
Yeah.
right now, there's a brush on, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll look beautiful.
Well, you probably won't be able to see it because the brush along the highway will still be there.
Yeah. But I'll bet you can clean all that, where those piles are.
Well, back and behind it. That's,
No, they should take those piles out.
those piles are gone.
Oh, not all the way back to the railroad.
Are you talking about the dirt you guys piled up?
Oh, yeah, the mess, that big of trees growing up in it.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll take all that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roger, you got anything else?
No, sir. Okay, I'm good. You want me to send the work order then for this work?
Yes,
Daryl?
yes, please.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
sheriff back there?
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, look why we get stuck there.
You don't have anything?
Old at 75 steady, I've been for about 2 weeks now.
You know, did we ever anybody look at the water system out there and all that stuff?
And
No way on Mark. So. Some mixing valves or something,
Okay,
problem was,
all right.
they could have rebuilt them, but they were too far gone, so they were new and we've been waiting. Probably pushing 2 months now.
At least,
So,
That's just the way the world is.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh,
any other departments? What?
no, really.
I was just gonna ask if any other departments had anything.
Yeah.
Ken, Barry Ritter had sent us an email this morning asking if you had reviewed the interlocal agreement that he had sent between Baltimore County and Dispatch.
Yeah, I looked at it, that's something that I just need direction from you guys on what you, how you want, if you're the big part.
And he had recommended we set back down. I think probably the best bet is to bring the draft that we have, as long as you think it's favorable, bring it back to Baltimore County, set back down and discuss it with them.
The legalities are, it's the substance. It's who's paying, who's doing what, who's paying what, that's all up to you.
We could sit here for 2 weeks and discuss with you what the change, and then they're gonna look at it and change it again. So I think we might as well just send what we have and let them redline it.
Well, and I think the big thing will be the hiring of the director, firing of the director.
I agree, that'll be a big topic.
That is, right now, the board does that. Well, he's like, there's nobody else in the state of Indiana who does that. It's the county executives who do it. So,
As long as you're okay with us sharing that with Warren County, to start that process, I'm fine with it. Okay,
I just say, just wanted to, it's for discussion purposes only.
correct. Yep, yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So we do that, so. To them.
Welcome. She wants.
Calling if you want, make sure Robin gets it.
Yes. And I have a copy of it though.
Yes.
I will share a copy.
Okay.
She'll need that.
I guess that's a good start.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So do we need to schedule a joint meeting with them? Are you wanting to reach out to them for that?
Yeah, I'll reach out to them and talk to them too.
Okay. So if we can get that sent to them and then figure out the
you
line.
know, that'd be a good time if it was just Nancy us and then their commissioners to discuss the division of health department too. So if we do it, we'll put that in there on the executive meeting too. Right?
I was waiting for Ken to cringe.
Yeah, I don't. We can talk about different ways to do that. If you have, if more than two meet, then that's open door.
No, I'm talking about probably 5 meetings.
Okay.
Just between the little separate nations.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
To start. This is what we do here, this is what we do here.
Did you have any luck with Cam? With the law firm in regards to 911 and the DOT process on that? Cameron, with other. When we met with Jerry Kelly, and I shared that information with you.
I need to reach out to him, Cam Starnes.
Yes, thank you, Starnes, yes.
They did the architect came the other day from the building.
Just one floor.
This first floor.
Yep.
Okay. Is he gonna coming back?
Yeah, not this week, next week, you know, vacations.
It's snail phase.
Yeah. Well,
Very thorough.
I have the whole BOT process mapped out. So that's, we just need to.
You really, he was just a reference, so we don't need, we don't need him. He was just the one that tried to explain it, so as long as you have a cross member, that's fine. And it's to my knowledge, it was very similar to the, like, RFP process.
It's a separate statute, and there's a, because we already own the property, there's just one. I mean, it's a new statute, so we have to figure out whether we have to then transfer the building to the company, whichever company you would pick.
Yeah.
And we have to transfer it back, or whether that can be done through a lease. So I'm not against involving Taft or big firms usually help write those statutes anyway, so.
He brought up the lease, he was very adamant that it didn't have to be transferred, after the lease, construction lease, I think you called it, or something along those terms.
Yeah. But that's all, I think that's all stuff that, I think that's administrative, so that we can
Yeah.
discuss.
Okay, and I know there's a couple criteria that we'll have to think about of phases and longevity of that contract, and how long we keep those people on that contract, it's a year, 5 years, et cetera, so.
Yeah, just the main issue is just through that process, for example, when the county built the jail. We should be heavily involved. The better it works. The process you lose. Yeah. And it's, when you're slow on something. Yeah. It's there, it's a legal. The way the statute's written, you're not the owner, it's not your project. The benefits are that it's a, the government only got $1 million in their government center. Drywall is, and they did something at the bid, if there's something, materials or something are really delayed, they just go ahead and do everything else and they come back to that. They have to go through the full bid process, you got to bid it the way it is now. It's a complete loss of control.
Yeah, right. Okay. It would, I think we would, I guess, are we in favor to continue forward with that process and get us some information and see what that looks like in that?
Yes.
Okay. That's all I have.
There's nothing else, I have a motion to adjourn. And close the meeting.
I will second that.
All right.